Hey everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. As always, my name is Jay, so grab a brush, grab some paints, grab some models, and paint along with me. Let's rid our world of unpainted models. Yes. Huge shout out to Cody Rue. Adam, you missed a spot. Yep. So, as always, we're going to keep working on, my orcs. My orc bikers from last week, my biker boys, I'm going to still work on them. I've gotten the bikes pretty much done, as you're going to see today. But I just need to work on the boys now. Cool. Two-part model, right? Bikers and the boys. The bikes and the boys. And it's going to be a lot of fun, so we'll get those done, or as much of that done today as I can. And then we'll just, talk about the holidays and life and everything. Yes. So, let's get started. As always, this video is brought to you by my Patreon campaign. If you want to help support my videos, please go check out the link in the description below to help support my videos. It really does mean a lot. Every dollar really helps. So thank you as always, and let's get started painting now. Hey everyone! So here they are. I'm going to touch up the bikes later as well. Clean them all up a little bit after I'm done painting the boys, because I'm probably going to, make a mistake on the boys and have to clean up the bikes. That's okay. So today I'm working on the biker boys. There's still 6 of them. And I'm going to talk about, my last week. How's life going for me? So, I'm going to start working on the skin tones of the boys. As you see, I've already hit them with a shade. So I'm going to build back up my skin tones with raw flesh starting in my wet palette here. And yeah, I'll finish up the skin tones in this video, and then go from there. It won't be too hard to get these guys done. I'm hoping to get them done by the end of next week, and then I'm probably gonna take a week off for the holidays. Just gonna grab something, but I'm probably gonna take a week off for the holidays. Maybe make a painting with Jay if I have time. But it's gonna be a really busy week in 2 weeks, because it's going to be a lot of driving and family stuff as always, and yeah, so if I don't have a video in 2 weeks, you guys know why. Excellent. So today we are going to work on the biker boys. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just getting my wet palette ready. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, so, just forgive me, I have a bit of a cold this week. I am a bit under the weather. That's okay. Yeah, it'll be, it's that time of year, people get sick. I've got a cold. So, speaking of cold, for those of you who live in North America, these last couple weeks have been all about baby it's cold outside. What a weird controversy. For those who don't know, certain radio stations in Canada and in the United States banned the playing of Baby It's Cold Outside because they felt it was too controversial. I am not one to usually discuss these kind of things, and I just think it's silly. I really do. I don't think it has such an offensive meaning. I think people are reading a little too much into it. That's my opinion. You know what, maybe I'm wrong, but the song's been out for 75 years, and I like that joke. It took 75 years for someone to realize that the song was wrong, apparently, right? So, it's back on the radio. The CBC and some radio stations in the States banned the song. It was met with a lot of public outrage, which kind of makes me happy, because it shouldn't be banned. I get it. I do understand the argument that not everything of the past, just because it is a classic, means it's still good. And, there's a lot of things that have old meanings that got removed. That makes sense. But sometimes people are a little too sensitive about these kind of topics. So, that's my opinion. I'm personally glad that Baby It's Cold Outside is back on the radio. It's a pretty clean Christmas song, If Michael Bublé, that's the joke I like to hear. If Michael Bublé sings it, the odds are it's pretty clean. Because Michael Bublé does not have a controversial bone in Michael Bublé's body. For those who don't know who Michael Bublé is, he's a Canadian croner. Pop star croner guy. So, but yeah, Baby It's Cold Outside, back on the radio. Yeah. As I was saying, it's just people are reading too much into old things and getting offended. Yeah. Let's paint some biker boys. So yeah, it's been snowing a lot here in Canada, of course, because it's Canada. It's melted a bit, so we don't have as much as we had about a week ago. But it's all good. I'm pretty much done my Christmas shopping. I've been done for about a week, except one of the packages still hasn't arrived. I've ordered it 2.5 weeks ago, and it still hasn't arrived. It's a gift from my niece. And so I really hope it arrives, because otherwise I'm going to have to go to the store and hopefully find a similar item. I contacted FedEx, because it's being shipped by FedEx. Now in Canada we just had a mail strike. It did end, but it ended on a weird note, because the mail strike, it ended by the Canadian government telling them to go back to work, followed by the postal workers then just, instead of going on strike, they went on protest. And protested the Canadian government's decision to make them go back to work. So it got even delayed even further. And, yeah. So that was pretty funny. So the mail's been pretty slow, you know, since, as of late, because of the strike, and then on top of that, so then they were protesting. Happens. Alright, so yeah, as I said, for today my goal is to get the skin tones done on these boys. We're just going to build up from the recesses, and right now I'm using raw flesh over all the raised areas. Building up some gradual skin tones. You know what I'm talking about. And yeah, so that'll be good. These boys, it'll be nice to have these biker boys done. I did receive a copy of the latest chapter approved, and I will have a review about it out today, or at least parts of it. I was a little disappointed in a couple parts. Overall, I like it. Really huge help to Grey Knights. Some changes to Sisters, which the Sisters people seem to be polarized about. To Adeptus Sororitas, I mean. But I like the fact that a lot more terrain is now coming into play in the game. Walls kind of thing have come into play. It's been nice. So that more terrain will make the game more interesting. That I like. I was really hoping they'd remove the rule that only infantry and the infantry swarms and the beasts and those who can fly can go on ruins. That rule kind of is my least favorite rule of the new edition, because I do run a lot of lists with bikers, like biker orcs, for example, and the fact that they can't jump up is kind of silly. So, like, for example, I had a good game with Dave the other day. Now, in the end, Dave did win by tabling me, but it was orcs versus Tau. And the thing was, Dave's, the terrain was, there was a lot of very tall, 3-level ruins. And I had bikers. So my bikes couldn't go up the terrain. And so Dave literally, I jokingly said that the game should be called, this game should have been called The Floor is Lava. The Tau just stayed up there. They all set up in terrain, and a lot of them had flies, so they just jumped between terrain pieces. And I couldn't assault any of them. And I know that means, you should build a more balanced list and stuff, but, again, it was a themed list, and the fact that you could just stand there and only watch them, that was, I know it was a little silly. People used to talk about how silly it was that bikes used to ride around ruins, like driving motorcycles up the stairs. But, I don't know. I think bikes should have been be the exception, because then otherwise you just have this buffer zone of like, you can't touch me. Just stand right beside you could be right beside a Titan or a bike or a vehicle, and they can't assault you as long as you're more than like a couple inches off the ground. So that was not fixed. That's okay. I didn't expect it to be fixed. I was really hoping it would be, but I don't know. And it just tells you you should build a more balanced list. But of course, then your opponent, like again, most of the armies that I play, like orcs and orcs, for example, the boyz aren't the fastest. You can get them there. Makes you want to build like storm boyz, but storm boyz aren't very survivable. So I don't know. I really like my heavy detachment list with just all the heavy vehicles and stuff. I do like the new rules have changed so that all the new scenarios you can you just have to get more points than your opponent. You don't actually have to survive. And I do play like that a lot. I do play for points on a lot of games and just try to survive, depending on what army. I find that is my frequent. That used to be my frequent strategy when I played Grey Knights. Because Grey Knights, you're just trying to survive because your opponent usually can blow Grey Knights out of the water. So you just try to get as many points as you can before you die. And I find that strategy, I do have that a lot, so it'd be cool to actually get rewarded for it. Yeah, it'd be cool. So I'm going to take some Warboss Green and blend it in and just go from there. But, yeah, I like that rule. That's cool. The new scenarios are actually quite interesting. As I said, I'll do a video on them. I find them to be really cool. The new scenarios can be quite... I think they're going to be fun. I can't wait to play them with Dave and Stu. Maybe Trevor. And, yeah, it'll be fun. Good the new scenarios, I think, are really fun. Cool, especially the Maelstrom ones. Grey Knights definitely got a nice point drop, which was nice for them. I do like that. I do like this annual update because it helps prevent codex creep, and it really the biggest problem is you don't ever want to be like the first codex in a new edition. They tend to be weak. Like 6th edition was orcs. 6th edition? It was either 6th or 7th. I gotta remember that. But orcs were the first one of one edition. I think it was 6th. And could have been 7th. I think it's 7th edition. Yeah, 7th edition. And it really hurt. Orcs were really weak. And they very quickly were outdated. Very quickly. And in this edition, Grey Knights were the first. So, you know me, I do play Grey Knights. And once again, like they were really overcosted. And it's not a competitive army. It's quickly fallen by the wayside, in fact, for most. If you look at the competitive meta, to see a Grey Knight army would be quite shocking in most cases, because it's the first army that came out, and it's over points costed. And the thing is with Grey Knights is that Grey Knights used to be really survivable and have force weapons. Force weapons got heavily nerfed in this edition because there's no more instant death, pretty much, right? And they aren't as survivable because the incredible popularity of D weapons, right? It was weapons with D damage. And Grey Knights die, right? That's the thing. Like, they used to be really survivable. Well, I'd use that loosely. Grey Knights are an elite army where you would bring few bodies that were more survivable and that could really hit really hard. But the new edition, most of the other armies can just blow you out of the water. armies like even the new orcs, I think could really, really like my heavy support list that I bring. If I ran up against a Grey Knight list with the old points costs, I don't think it'd even be a competition. I really don't. Because the amount of D I have, any failed wound, just remove a model. I don't know. So, I really do like that GW is now doing annual updates, so that they can be like, hey, wait a minute, let's adjust the points costs for the Grey Knights, because the Grey Knights, we kind of noticed that Grey Knights aren't as competitive as they should be. Let's adjust it. There were a lot of points adjustments. I'm just going to blend some more paint, and the joint point adjustment costs are nice. I think that a 2,000 point list that I would have built a couple months ago would now only be worth like 1,700 points today. So that's kind of cool. About 1,700 points, yeah. Where'd I put my green? There. So that's nice. So it gives you an extra squad or two to just about an extra 2 squads to help you keep on objectives and survive. And once again, the new game is that if you get more points in the new scenarios, oops, I dropped my non-will. If you can get more points than your opponents, you can survive and win, right? And once again, you can't, because almost all Grey Knights are infantry or have fly. You shouldn't have a problem getting on most terrain pieces, right? And you could just kind of survive. Now, once again, there's a lot of firepower in a lot of lists that can just, as I said, your goal is to survive. And that's the Grey Knight's shooting isn't really that scary. They're just good at surviving, and you're not, you know what I mean, compared to Tau or Eldar, Astra Militarum, Space Marines in general. Grey Knights don't have that really heavy shooting power that the other armies really do have. That you can, you know, really fear their shooting. With Grey Knights, it's just trying to, like, they're trying to out survive you. So, and yeah, I got to film. I don't think I've actually filmed any Grey Knight battle reports. I maybe one Grey Knight battle report in this edition. As I said, I kind of got bored of them pretty quickly because they weren't surviving. I played them in a couple fun games and they just got blown out of the water. One of them was like turn 2. I got tabled. Because, again, just giant amounts of D just kill. They were too expensive, and you couldn't bring enough points to survive a game. But, of course, they still have Drago, and they still have, you know, that... I haven't built him yet, but one day I may want to do it. The Grand Master in Dread Knight armor is pretty cool. That's a really cool... I'm surprised that model exists, frankly. That rule exists, because they've removed, you know, every other kit-bashing model from the Codex for pretty much all the other armies. But that one has remained. So, that's interesting. Two more. I think this video will just be about the flesh tones of the Orc boys, or the Biker boys. Luckily, the Biker boys aren't too complicated. You know, the majority of their tones are flesh, and then after that, it's their, you know, their vest, their, it's the vest, followed by, you know, some of the metallics, the pants. And then next week, I'm going to get started on one of the other buggies I have. One of the two. I built them already for the game I played against Dave. And it was a good game. It was a good game. I'd play, you know me, I'd always play against Dave again. But it was just, the floor is lava. Yeah. These biker boys are cool. I don't like the new. I'm not the biggest fan of the new bases, the new base sizes. They're too big. I know it's to cut down, you know, make things more limited for space. But I don't know, not the biggest fan. What do you guys think? My first question, you guys. First two questions. What do you think about the baby it's cold outside controversy? Second question, what do you think of the new base sizes for both like boys and biker boys? I don't know. I'm not rebasing my miniatures. People keep asking about that. I should address that. I'm going to bring back Q&J in the new year, I think. And that's one of the questions I get the most frequently is, am I planning on rebasing all my orc boys and all my space marines? And the answer is no. I'm not going to. I think that's I have so many things to paint and to build. I don't really want to waste, you know, my limited time to rebase them. And I do agree it is technically, you know, keeping a beneficial situation because the smaller bases are better. They fit through things, and you know like it's almost like they doubled the width of these bases. But I just don't have the time or the money to just sink into buying, you know, 300 medium bases to base 300 orc boys. Next color, Warboss green. You know what I mean? Not doing it. Then we just be basing with J. Also, I spent a lot of time on my bases for my orcs, so I'm not doing that. No. Sorry. I'm excited for the holidays. I'm excited to take a break. Just relax. I have a few days off. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Give me a good time. See my family. I don't really see my family very often. They don't live, well, they live like 4 hours away from me, but they don't live that far away. I just don't see them very often. So, it's going to be nice to just see them, catch up, see them for a couple days, and I really hope they like the gifts that I bought. I tend to actually think, when I think of Christmas stuff, I'm actually more, I think most people are like this though, I hope, that I don't care as much of what I'm getting for Christmas, as I really hope that the people like what I'm getting them. You know? I don't like it when my gifts miss the note, and I've gotten gifts before that missed the note. Yeah. But I like knowing that the people really like the gifts I get them. And, yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see. There we go. When it dries, it does blend a little bit better. I do find when this stuff dries, this paint, because it's nice and thin. I'm using Lamy medium, of course, to thin it down. But, yeah, I am. And I took an inventory, as I said last week, of my orcs. I'm probably going to be doing another 15 or 16 painting with J's with my orcs. So, no, even more than, actually could be as much as like 24, 25. So I'm probably going to be painting my orcs until June of next year. If I paint all of them, it takes me about the time that I'm predicting. And then they're going to be done. And then we'll see. Knowing me, I'll probably pick up some more orc stuff. I really do like a couple of the new... I don't have all the buggies yet. There's a couple of them I really like. So I might pick up one or two of them. And then go from there. These paints are nice and thin, so when they go on, you can see how bright they are, but they do dry significantly darker. And that's why I can go with a little bit of speed, and they're going to dry, as I said, nice and a little bit darker and more blended, and that's just what I'm going for. But yeah, I care more about, what the gifts I'm getting people. I hope they really like them, and that that I do put honest thought into most gifts that I buy. I really do. I spend a lot of time thinking about it. I do take risks sometimes, but it's justified. There we go. Oh. So. I do think 40K is in a good state right now, to be honest. I do. It's improving, and I think Games Workshop has had the best relationship with this community that it's ever had, or at least that it's had in a very, very, very long time. That's awesome. I really do think that. And I think the game's well right now. I think it's a fun game, and I'm enjoying it. A couple things I would fix, but that's okay, right? No game's perfect. But I do get that question a lot as well. What do I think of the current state of the game? I think it's in good shape. And I really like the way orcs are playing right now. Orcs are fun. I've been trying out different themed lists, Evil Suns, Death Skulls, Bad Moons. Evil Suns are fast. Again, you forfeit a little bit of the shooting strength because, the rerolls to hit, but and obviously you do get it is nice that you can advance and fire assault weapons as normal. So you have biker boys just firing off tons and tons of shots, and that's really nice and awesome. But I do like the reroll ones and of Bad Moons, and I really do like the one reroll of to hit to wound D for Death Skulls. The advanced one is cool. It's awesome when you can run up boys and fire, and run up a bunch of bikes and fire. So that's cool too. I think all of the clan cultures are arguably, you can use any one of them if you want to, depending on what your list is going to be. Goths are really easy, just if you're running a bunch of boys in assault, do Goths. Make them all Scar boys, I gotta sneeze. I hope I do sneeze. I hate having to sneeze. You know that feeling when you have to sneeze and then you can't sneeze? It's not a good feeling. Let me blow my nose. As you see, I have the sniffles. Warning, Jay is making noise. All right, let's continue. One last color tone. And then it's just painting around the body, cutting it in, and cleaning it up. It's going to be good. So now I'm just going to add some Skarsnik green while dropping a lot of paints. Pick up the paints as well. Yeah, I care more that the people like the gifts. That's what to me it's about giving. It really is. To me it's about giving. I don't have the most money, but I love to get people gifts at Christmas time. Just to show how much they mean to me. Oh, I'm going to try out some live shows in the near future as well. They're not going to be on a predictable basis, unfortunately, because my schedule is too random. And the only times that I can guarantee to have off are the same time as some other of my co-YouTubers are available for their live shows, and I don't want to compromise the audience. So, but, so with this last color, I'm just focusing on a couple upward areas. This will be a quick step. If you notice, each step gets quicker and quicker. Ah, man. Watching Christmas movies. I love good Christmas movies. I hate bad Christmas movies. But they're so cheesy. But there's some good Christmas movies. My favorite, Ernest Saves Christmas. That's a good Christmas movie. Blast from the Past. Yeah. It's a good movie. Jim Varney is hilarious. What's your favorite holiday movie? Or Christmas movie? I know not all my viewers are Christians, and that's okay. Obviously. I celebrate Christmas, but obviously, you know, I wish you a happy Hanukkah, which was last week. Or Kwanzaa, or whatever you celebrate. It's okay. We know it's wargaming that brings us together. This is really bright. This guy's. I think I'm over highlighting. That's okay. And then it's just time to paint the leather areas, their jackets, the metallics. It'll take a little while. I'm going to hopefully see my friend Andy, who you'll remember from a lot of my old battle reports. I might see him next week. He's in town for a couple days. Not in town in my area, just a few hours away. That's okay. He lives in San Francisco, so nice to catch up with him when I can. I saw him about a year ago, so. But then I'll just paint the biker boys. Luckily their pants are already kind of like pre-painted blue. So I might just keep them that way. And last one. This is good. This is good. I want to have these guys done by the end of this week. And that way I can... my girlfriend upstairs. That way I can have, next week I'll start a new project to paint that for a week or two as well. Maybe 3 weeks, we'll see. But it'll be good. So, skin tones are done. Let's paint, let's see, shirts. Yeah, let's paint shirts. Shirts and pants and belts and whatnot, metallics. These, after the skin tones themselves, the biker boys don't take very long to paint, which is nice. I'm not too concerned that they'll take me too long. That's nice. I'm gonna blow my nose again in a second. I've got a cold inside. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, just get paint ready. I gotta sneeze. I really have to sneeze. That's okay. Maybe I'll sneeze eventually. So, I'm going to take some Baneblade Brown and paint up the shirts. This guy doesn't have a shirt. This guy has a jacket. This guy doesn't have a shirt. That guy's a jacket. These two have shirts. So let's paint the shirts. And I'll start painting the leather. And it'll probably be done after that. I don't think I'll have time to finish all the stuff I'm painting today. That's okay. As I said, one day I'm going to look at my workshop and not have that many models to paint. Painting the biker boys, painting the orcs is taking up a very large portion of my unpainted models. You know, I did Tyranids, as I said as I was talking about last week, I did Tyranids this year as well. Tyranids were a very large portion of my unpainted models as well. And it's nice to have these guys out of my way and painted. And I was talking about that with my my comrade Will and another guy at a tournament recently, where they were talking about, you know, they don't have time. And I'm fortunate to have a bit of time in my schedule to sit down and paint, do these painting with J's, and my world of unpainted models with you all. But it's like, for me, whenever I'm going to a tournament, I'm not worried. I can, you know, I do sometimes really want to get a model painted up for a tournament, but I've never gone to a tournament and been like, holy moly, I gotta have my models painted. I've always been someone who paints my models. As you know, I paint a lot. I don't even know. One day I would really love to know how many points of painted models do I even have. But I'm fortunate in this case. I'm fortunate to be someone who likes to paint. I know not everyone likes to do it or does it. And that's okay. But for me, like, I got that compliment too when I went to a doubles that team tournament in September, and everyone's like, "Oh, painted orcs." I'm like, "Yep." And then the other orc player who was there just had like 3 painted boys. But for me, it wouldn't be. It doesn't. You know, it wouldn't make sense to me to go to a tournament without a painted army. But that's okay, because not everyone can, right? And that's why I love to paint, and I'm not the best painter, but I do paint okay, and I like to teach people where I can help. You know, if I can help people in their painting journeys, I can. But yeah, it's nice. And so for me, you know, I like to paint, and it's really nice to just have this time set aside, and that I can do this, and I feel very fortunate for that. You know, that I am not concerned about. Of course, now I have way too many models, and we're slowly ridding our world of unpainted models. And one day it's going to be accomplished, and that is going to be my mission accomplished video. And then I'll probably buy more ones, but I'll buy one at a time. You know, one box at a time, paint them up. And then I'll keep me going. I don't need to then worry about all this backlog. And obviously I'm rewarding myself. Like, I did buy a couple new models this year. I bought the new War Trike, the War Trike, because you kind of need it. It's kind of an auto include in most lists. If you're running biker boys or bikes or not bikers, you have to bring the War Trike, because otherwise you can't charge an assault. It isn't. I tried it out. I don't think it's as strong as a war boss on a bike for a lot of reasons. But it's what we have, so we'll deal with it. But look at this. This guy's going to be all done soon, and that makes me happy. But yeah, as I said, so Tyranids and Orcs were a large portion of my unpainted models. So getting them both out of the way, and then I'll start the next army, whatever I want to paint. Could be Grey Knights. I don't have that many points of Grey Knights. I could probably finish my Grey Knights in a month. All my Grey Knight models that aren't painted, there aren't too many of them. I'll probably just spend a month and clean them up. And then figure out that from there. Alright, next color. Leather. So I'm going to take some Mornfang Brown and paint the areas that I want it to be leather. It's nice that some aren't even wearing shirts, so it's not going to be too hard to paint. Let's see this guy. Leather.
That could be blue. That can be blue. Metallics. Right there.
That's pretty much it. Oh, and his belt. His boots. But, yeah. As I said, I'm quite fortunate. I feel lucky in that sense. Of course, I have way too many models, and I've let myself get way out of hand, but I don't buy that many models. This year I've only bought a handful, and I've definitely painted a lot more than a handful. I've painted a lot, so I can honestly say that at the end of the year I have significantly less models to paint than I did at the beginning. And that should be the goal of all wargamers who are in the same situation as me and have way too many unpainted models. You know, if you can say at the end of the year, hey, I have a lot less models now than I did at the beginning of the year to paint, awesome. And I really don't see an end in sight. I don't. I would love to, but I don't. The orcs are going to have to be done first. And by that point, there's not that many codices left. And we'll figure out what happens. I'm kind of very curious what's going to happen when they finish all these codices. There's not too many armies left. Well, we got Genestealer Cult, Adeptus Sororitas, who got their Beta Codex. Excuse me, in the chapter approved. Yeah. So, there's not too many codices. Maybe I'll paint the seat brown too. But there's not that many codices left. And so what's going to happen when GW finish up the codices? We're only... I don't know, we're going to second year. I doubt there's going to be a new edition this year coming up. That'd be pretty fast between editions. They've done it before, I guess, but still. He's done. So next one. Let's get the next biker. I'll put him at the end. This one's a little bit more leather, as you can see. Right there. It's good. All right. Can't believe that. This is... I'm excited to have these Speed Freak guys done. Yep. They're definitely at least 3-color minimum so far. Right? Yep. But, yeah, they're going to be done. As I said, these guys are definitely going to be done before next week's episode, and then I'll start painting one of the buggies. Either the War Trike or the other one. Yeah, I'm watching Christmas movies. Oh, they finally did the trailer for the latest Avengers. It's coming out in April. Can't wait for that movie. There's a bunch of movies. Next year is just going to be insane at the box office. There's going to be so many movies I want to go to. Disney is going to own next year. With the amount of Marvel and Star Wars coming out. Oh my goodness. And the Disney films. Like Lion King. Toy Story 3. Yeah. Disney, I'm calling it. Disney owns the box office next year. Because Disney kind of owns everything. Yeah. It's crazy. This video brought to you by Disney. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah. I love watching the holiday movies. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm enjoying, I like to slow down this time of year, just really enjoy it. Get in the Christmas spirit, watch Christmas movies, and enjoy it. Because it goes by so fast. And then all of a sudden, my least favorite time of the year is that time following New Year's Eve. Because Christmas time, right? Christmas time, we're all busy. Like, we prepare for Christmas for months on end. And then Christmas happens. And then the week after Christmas, we're still doing Christmas stuff. And then New Year's Eve happens. And we're like, yeah, it's going to be a new year. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to lose some debt, which I always say every year. And I'm going to paint all my models. And cool. And then we do it. And then then the New Year's Eve, we make the resolutions. And then my least favorite time of the year is January, by far. The reason is, January, it is cold and desolate. And it's pretty much the coldest time of year in Canada. And it's just cold, and there's nothing to look forward to. As I said, winter is in full blast. There's still 2 months left. My birthday is in February, so and Valentine's Day and a couple other things, and then you start telling yourself that winter's almost over in February. And then March, winter's really almost over, and there's Adepticon, and there's a few things you're looking forward to. And so, but yeah, January is my least favorite time of the year. What's your least favorite time of year? Leave comments in the comment section down below. The time where you can't buy new models. All right. 2 down. Some of these are going to be pretty easy, though. Yeah. There we go. So that leather's done. Boots. What else is new and exciting? Not too much. I'm just working a lot. A little bit under the weather. And yeah, really looking forward to Christmas. That sums up where I'm at right now in a nutshell. Liking orcs, really liking the new orcs. They've been a lot of fun so far, and I can't wait to keep going with them. Yeah, they're definitely really cool. So, really enjoy them. And by the time I'm done painting them, it'll be nice. And I'll figure out what next army to be addicted to. I should challenge myself to build an army in a certain amount of time. That'd be kind of cool. Oh yeah, his gloves. Do the other two have gloves? No, I don't have gloves. Yeah. Just to keep myself motivated. Who knows, I may have to take a break after painting 7 months of orcs. Maybe I'll take a break sometime in there from orcs and just focus on a new army. We'll see. I don't know what the new year has in store, That's the thing. Every year it's a new year. And what I've learned over the last, several years, you can try to predict life. You can keep trying to predict life. But it's unpredictable. In many ways. Some things are predictable. The sun will rise, the sun will set. Taxes, etc. Deep Thoughts with Jay. But Jay, it's cold outside. That's going to be the name of this video, I think. Maybe it'll be, I got a cold, and it's cold outside. Yeah. This guy has a jacket, so let's paint the jacket. After this color, I'm probably going to stop. We've been painting for almost an hour. And I got to really blow my nose and just, yeah, still a little bit under the weather. There we go. He looks pretty good. These guys are, you know, they're coming along. Once I get the, there's not too many colors left on these guys, and then I'm just going to clean up the bikes a little bit, base them, and then I got biker boys. I am very glad that I did these. You know, I'm going to finish up with that. I'm going to take a break after this. I'm feeling a bit of a sinus headache. That's okay. But I'm really liking the fact that I did a squad of 6 because of all boys. Now I can just do them a few different conformations. 1 squad, 2 squads, or 3 squads with knobs. So let's end now. So that concludes another Painting with Jay. I really hope you enjoyed it, painting along with me. Sorry, I'm just a little bit under the weather. But as always, a huge thank you to all my Patreon subscribers. Link in the description below if you want to help support my videos. As you can see, their names go by my head. It's because of them that I can keep making my videos, and I really do appreciate the support. Stay tuned for more Painting with Jays. Leave comments in the comment section down below, and check out the rest of my videos. Stay tuned for more Painting with Jays, and thanks for Jason. Happy painting.